Michelle McPherson here. It is Sunday, August 5th, and the first thing that I'm going to be working on today is actually filming two videos for the redomestication.com website. It's a lot of fun to do, but it's also a lot of work to do. And as much as I love it, I think that one of the great ways that I can bring in some more traffic, more participation is via doing these videos. So that's why I'm doing it. YouTube is the #2 search engine in the world. As you saw with the Tribe Spotter software, it's insane how much YouTube appears in the search engine results, and that's why I'm taking the time to do this on a Sunday. That's also why I have all the makeup and the hair and everything on a Sunday. Normally I would be sitting maybe watching the Olympics or something, but I'm doing this. But it comes with the territory of being an entrepreneur and being in this business. So I just finished recording the videos for redomestication.com. I did two videos. One was going to be about some stuff that I bought recently. They call that a haul video because you like haul all this awesome stuff home and then share it with the YouTube community. And then the other video was about my favorite makeup beauty products in July, which is another thing that the YouTube community does. And I'm joining in. So now my videos, as I speak, are uploading into the computer so that they'll be ready for me to edit and upload when I want to do that. I am going to have some lunch, and then because it is Sunday, I'm going to set aside a little bit of time and probably go on a hike or something with the family. So I don't know if you will see me again today, but that's what I've done so far. So always be shipping, I guess, is what we say. We got to always keep creating that great content. So it's 6:50 p.m. We just got back from a hike out in Point Reyes, California, which is the seashore nature area right above San Francisco on the north side of the San Francisco Bay. So it was beautiful, it was delightful, and what I'm going to do now is spend an hour, maybe two, doing kind of like, I call it admin work, where it's me just kind of clearing things up and preparing for the week ahead. So I'm going to first off check into the Renegade Startup Forum, say hello to all the new members there, follow up with anything, that sort of thing. So just check in that location. I'm going to check in my email, which I haven't done much of this weekend. So I'm going to delete a bunch of stuff. I'm going to just go through general email maintenance-y kind of things. And then the other thing is that I've got like 6 tabs of items that I wanted to look at that I had seen Thursday, Friday, whatever, last week, things that I wanted to check out. So I'm going to go through those as well. I'm going to try to clear out my workload so that when I get up tomorrow morning, Monday, I can start on actual work. I know where to begin, and I don't have any sort of hanging details left from the week before. So that's typically what I do on Sunday nights, is just kind of clear things up in this way. So that's what I'm going to do right now. And this will probably be the last time that you see me today on Sunday. And then we'll keep going tomorrow. All right, bye. So it's Monday, August 6th, and what I've done this morning so far is, this is what I typically do most mornings. I actually check my email, and then I delete all of the crap email from my bed, because I actually really, like, that's the first thing I do, like a lot of people, is I reach for my phone in the morning, and then I scroll through and like see what happened. So one of the first things that I do then is, because I actually like the iMail or whatever's on iPhones and iPads better than Gmail or whatever other like desktop system I'm using. So I do all of my email inbox filtering first thing. I do it really quick. I don't like read a bunch of emails. Instead, what I just do is like go through, see what I need to see as far as what's happened overnight. Is there anything important going on? No. And then I just delete like 90% of what I've received. So I've done that this morning, and then what I need to do now, first thing in terms of content creation, is put together the video that's going to go up in the Renegade Startup video strategy sessions. It will go up tomorrow on Tuesday, so I'm filming it today, and every week the folks in the Renegade Startup get a new video strategy session that's going to be tip, tools, techniques, whatever the case may be, something that's cool, something that's interesting, something that will help people in their businesses, whether that's with traffic, social media, you know, SEO, putting their sites together, WordPress, that kind of stuff. So I put together some sort of strategy video every week, and so I'm going to do that first thing, get that video done. It'll be out the door, you know, first thing, and then that way I don't have to worry about like, oh, I have a deadline. So it'll just be done. And so I'll check back in once I've got that video in the bag and talk about what my next steps will be for the day. So today is totally an example of why we start the day with content creation, because I didn't really get much done after I finished the content creation. Kids are home for the summer, even though my husband typically is the one who handles everything as far as taking care of them, driving them to practices, that kind of stuff. There's still just other people in the house. And it was just one of those days where one thing after another happened and I didn't really get that much done. But because I started the day with the super important content creation, that still got completed. I edited that video, I uploaded that video, I created the blog post for that video. Boom, in the box, shoot, in the bag, that's the saying. So in the bag, I finished it, right? I also shot another video. This one was with my husband. I think it'll be kind of funny, and it's for that same, or no, it's for the Redomestication blog channel. And I didn't edit that. I just uploaded it onto the computer, and it's here and waiting for me when it's time for that to go out. I also checked into the Renegade Startup Mastermind forum, responded to a couple of things, said hello to some new folks again. And then I checked into Flow, which is the task management software that I use. So I looked to see if there was anything else that was super pressing that had to be done that day. There wasn't anything super outstanding in that way. I was able to get a few sort of administrative tasks done, and in particular what these were they were reminders to myself to check the rankings on a couple of websites that I had done some SEO campaigns on and see where those campaigns had taken us, and then decide what I'm going to do moving forward. So for rankings, I use Authority Labs. And so I just logged into my Authority Labs account. I clicked on the website in question, checked the ranking for the key phrases that we had done the link building for, saw where we had moved forward or backwards. There were a few that I was checking on, and then decided what to do going forward with those, and then assigned that to my VA going forward. So somebody asked in the Renegade Startup Forum where one should start with outsourcing. And back in the day, I would have absolutely said link building. I don't know if I would say that anymore, given the fact that Fiverr is available to do so much of that basically crappy, but that low level link building for you. That was the stuff that you used to be the number one thing that you would want to outsource. Because it's a time suck, because it is repetitive, because it can be easily trained, and it can be done by somebody who may not have native English speaking capabilities. Now, that's a tough question. I have, a lot of things that are just like day-to-day admin type of work. So moderating blog comments, making sure that the new posts that you've created is put up on not just maybe your Facebook fan page, but also your Twitter account, your Pinterest account, your Tumblr account, so on and so forth. So creating that huge spread of a social media presence, that can be a total pain in the ass. So that's something that you can absolutely look as one of the first things that you can start to outsource. Creating blog content. So like right now, I'll create a video for Redomestication, and then my VA will be the one who actually, once I've uploaded the video to my YouTube account, she will go and then create blog posts out of it for me. She does the same thing with the posts on crowdmountain.com. I produce the video content, or the contributors to Crowd Mountain produce the content, and then she is the person who puts it into WordPress, adds the description, tags the video, schedules it, that kind of stuff. And it doesn't seem like that big of a deal when you're pretty good with it. It'll take you 10 minutes or something to put together a new post like that, but it's a time suck. When you do it several times a day. So those kinds of things are things that can be outsourced still, even in the absence of link building, being like the number one obvious thing that we used to have to do. Also, you can have your staff then, instead of being the people who are literally doing the link building, they can be the people who are monitoring the link building. So that might be that you need to move forward with a certain SEO campaign. Your staff is going to be the folks who go out and hire that Fiverr gig or whatever the case may be for those low level kind of links. And like I said, gosh, no, it wasn't in this. Maybe it was. I don't know. But if I'm doing, I do still have my VAs do like a higher level kind of link building, like posting really, really top-notch type of blog comments to other blogs in the industry, that kind of thing. They don't do things like social bookmarking. They don't do things like, building a Squidoo lens anymore. With Fiverr and the software that people are using on Fiverr, it's silly to have my staff learn how to do all that stuff when it can be done for $5. And my staff can be the person that hires it. My staff can be the people that go and check that the job was done appropriately. But they don't need to be the people actually even doing it anymore. It's gotten to that level. So I hope that that gives you some ideas of how you can, and of course they can write. I mean, if they write posts, they can do that as well. So I'm also looking to train my VAs more in curation in markets that they're not familiar with. And that's something that I'm just starting, but that I think is really going to be sort of a next level thing in my business, like I said, in these markets that they aren't familiar with already. They do work in internet marketing. They do work in other niches that they kind of came into already knowing a little bit about. So now I'm going to be taking them into niches that they aren't necessarily familiar with and maybe even aren't necessarily interested in, but teaching them how to curate content and kind of take my websites and make them be the authority or the hub of that industry via curation. So I hope that that gives you guys some ideas as to where you can start with your virtual assistants or where you can start with your outsourcing, because that's how I roll. All right, that's the end of the day for Monday, August 6th, and I'll see you tomorrow, Tuesday. All right, bye. Welcome. It's Tuesday, August 7th, and I've actually been up for a little bit already today, so I'll tell you what I've done. I did my email inbox cleaning out thing. There was nothing of interest or importance in there today. That's good news, because no news is always good news. So I did that, and then I totally blanked out. And then I went into the Renegade Startup. I went into the Mastermind Forum. I need to film. And like we talked about already, content creation is like order number one every day. So I've got a video to make for redomestication. However, the camera needs its battery charged. So I popped into the Renegade Startup Mastermind Forum to do something in the meantime, as opposed to like getting involved in a really big project, like a new thing. I thought that I'd pop into the forum, say hello. When I did that, I found out that the post that I had scheduled to go out that morning for Renegade Startup members had not in fact been published. So I needed to go back into WordPress, install one of those plugins that'll make WordPress schedule or repost missed posts. It's a problem that WordPress has, and if you install a plugin, WordPress will then check itself for having not published posts that it was supposed to publish on time, and then it will publish them. So I fixed that. I posted in the forum, said hello to some new folks, put up some information, obviously published the post that had been missed, popped out of the forum, edited a video for redomestication. That's uploading to YouTube right now. And then once that's up on YouTube, then I will create the post that will enclose that video on the redomestication.com website. Hopefully by then I'll be ready to film and I can make the video that I'm trying to make for redomestication, at which point I will film that, upload it to my hard drive. Don't think I'll do any more editing or anything today. I'll probably pop back into Flow, which has all of my to-dos, and I'll get back with you around then and let you know where things went. All right, bye. All right, so since I saw you last, I've got a bunch of things done. One of the first things that I did was go into YouTube and I watched some of the videos that people that I subscribe to have uploaded. This is again in the women's interest, beauty, makeup, fashion niche that I'm working in. So I watched videos of some people that I subscribe to. I left comments on them. Again, helpful, interesting, curious, that kind of comment, very participatory comments that fit in with that community. This is not something that can be done with a bot. And this is coming from the person who sold bots for years and kind of started that as an industry. So if I'm telling you that it can't be done very effectively, then it probably can't. So I did that, and then I checked the comments on the videos that I had uploaded, responded to people that had responded to me, because if somebody leaves you a comment on YouTube and you're trying to build up your presence, it's a great idea to respond to them. So I did that. I've got a note card here. That's why I keep looking down, because there's no way that I would remember all this stuff. So then I also, okay, so I had like a Fiverr gig that had been completed. I got an email notification of that. I just went and checked the ranking for it. I've got a lot of my staff is in the Philippines. There's flooding right now in the Philippines, so they have not been in for 2 nights now. 2 nights my time, 2 days their time, I guess. So clearly they've been affected. I'm waiting to hear from them. I hope that all is well and that it's just a matter of internet connection. That usually is the case, that it ends up being a matter of their internet connection has been affected by the flooding. So again, we're hoping that that's the case. And then that leads me, of course, to doing some things that I typically wouldn't do or wouldn't spend as much time on, but that's obviously the way that it goes, and it's all good. I sent out an email to the Renegade Startup members, kind of letting them know what to expect this week, where they can find things that that have been published, that sort of thing. And then I did some affiliate administration, sent an email out to my affiliates about where we are with that Renegade Startup launch to kind of let them know what's going on, and then put some more links in their back office so that they could effectively promote the product. I checked in Google's the author snippets, you know, where you get your picture in the search results, right? And it says who it's by and the whole thing. I did a whole article on that at From Idea to Empire. So if you don't know about that, then just go how to get your picture seen in Google search results on From Idea to Empire. Search for that. You'll be able to find it. And that's my post on that. I've got one site where we were having a little trickiness with that author implementation, so I was just checking up on the status of that. And then I had about 10 various penguin recovery tests that I had set a reminder in Flow for myself to check up on as of this date. So I went and I checked up on them to see where they have dropped, risen, has anything happened at all in these penguin recovery tests, to see if any of the techniques that either I have thought of myself or that I've read from other people that they claim are effective, if in fact they are actually effective. So that's the kind of information that I'm constantly testing, and this is just one of those tests. So that's where we are today so far on Tuesday. I still have a little bit more time left in my workday, so I'm going to avail myself of that, and perhaps I'll do another shoot for you in a little bit and let you know where things are. All right, bye. Okay, so rest of the day update. Let's see. I did some more YouTube stuff. I watched some videos. I replied to those videos, left some comments on them, that sort of stuff. I picked up a lot of followers today too, so it's a clear cause and effect relationship there. I was active on YouTube, and then I went and I picked up a lot more audience. I spent a lot of time on it today because I haven't really for like 2 weeks almost, other than just like uploading a video and then disappearing, which isn't the best way to build an audience. So I really spent some time on that today. And then I sent out a mail to, no, I'm reading the wrong card. That was the stuff that I did already. But I did do some more YouTube stuff. Okay, so here's the right card. I was like, what? I thought I already did that. Okay, so I spent a little bit more time in the Renegade Startup Mastermind. We have a cat bomb. I replied to a bunch of people on SpeakPipe. So whether somebody goes to my blog at FromIdeaToEmpire.com, or if they are looking at the videos that are for free in front of Renegade Startup at renegadestartup.com. If you opt in there, you'll go to a page with, you know, like a free video. And on the side of either of those sites, From Idea to Empire or renegadestartup.com, there's a little like tab that pops up and it says, you know, hey, if you'd like to leave me a voicemail, go ahead. Well, I've got, you know, I don't know, several days of those that needed to be listened to and replied to. Most of the time they're like personal questions, or not personal questions, but they're questions that people are directing to me personally about maybe some technical aspect or question that they're having about some material that I have presented. So those aren't necessarily something that can be answered by my staff because they're pretty involved in terms of the like level of teaching. It's someone saying, hey, I watched this video, can you explain to me the difference between this and this, or something like that. So I do reply to those personally, and I spent quite a bit of time doing that tonight. I also did some Pinteresting. Hey, as long as you run a blog in the niche, you can call it work, right? I installed a social plugin on one of my sites and set up a test for that social plugin. So what we're doing is we're seeing if this particular plugin increases engagement on the site or not. It's supposed to, so we'll see. I like to test everything and then report back to you guys if that is the case or not. So I did that, and then we did have some more some more SEO test stuff coming in that I was checking up on and then deciding what I should do moving forward. So that was the bulk of my day. I spent more time watching and responding to videos on YouTube than I normally would like to, but again, having not done that for, about a week and a half, 2 weeks, it was time to play a little bit of catch up. So I did get to do that today, and it was important and it did make a difference. So I've got no problem with that in terms of long-term strategy. I do have a problem with it if that's what I do every single day. So I'm going to call it a night now, and I'll see you tomorrow morning. All right, bye-bye. I love it how these videos are getting less and less professional as the days goes on. I think, by Saturday I'll probably just be wearing pajamas and I don't know, eating a tub of ice cream or something. But today is Wednesday, August 8th. We're being cat bombed again. And let me talk to you about what has gone on so far this morning. So checked into the Renegade Startup Forum, sent out an email to my subscriber list and to people who are interested in Renegade Startup as a product but have not yet decided whether they would like to purchase or not. So I sent out an email, or several emails to various segments of the list and everything. And yeah, checked into the forum, checked into the email box, responded to some more urgent emails, and now I'm gonna go run some errands. I'll be back later and we will pop back in and see where things are. All right, bye. So I just got off the phone with some good friends of mine in the marketing community. We were discussing how we want to structure a new project and to see if we were really all on the same page about a new project. We are, in fact. So after an hour and a half on that call, we got a lot of details straightened out. Really excited about this. I'm really excited about working with some folks that I love. So that is what I've been up to, and I'll report back to you later on this evening with how I wrap up the rest of the day. Okay, bye. All right, so I've wrapped up my day, and what I finished up with was checking into the Renegade Startup Mastermind again, doing a little email maintenance. I also have one of my assistants who had some problems in the floods in the Philippines. She's not able to work, and so I was speaking with another assistant who typically doesn't do the support desk, but she does help sometimes. So I spent some time helping her with some of the tickets that she needed help with. And then I also spent a little bit of time in a private forum for a new project that I'm working on, talking to the other people that I'm working with. So that was the extent of it today, and I'll see you tomorrow. All right, bye. So today so far, it's Thursday, August 9th, and I did a Q&A inside for private for the Renegade Startup members. We did a live thing. I because my the VA that typically would do this kind of thing is still out of internet because of the floods in the Philippines. I uploaded that MP3 and created a new post for it inside the Renegade Startup members area so that those folks who weren't on the live call can download it. And then I updated and scheduled the Q&A for next week because we do this every week. Again, that's stuff that my VA would typically do. And this is, one of the interesting things about this series is, I'm doing a week in the life, and I'm like, this sucks because I'm doing a bunch of stuff that I normally don't do because my VA's been gone because, of her situation with the flooding and internet connectivity. So in some ways you're not getting a typical week, but then again, maybe it is a typical week in that sometimes things go wrong and sometimes, you know, stuff like that happens. So, and then I've checked in at the Renegade Startup Forum as well, seen what members are talking to, responded to some things, responded to some questions, that kind of stuff. I wanted to address some questions here from Tracy. She says that she would like to see covered prioritizing spending time on content creation versus administration. So I've addressed that as far as I try to do the content creation stuff first thing so that then I can, you know, screw around the rest of my day with administration and, you know, getting lost down rabbit holes and that kind of stuff that can come with like checking email. Doesn't affect the main important part, which is content creation, because I've already done it. She also wanted to know about how real life schedules like dinner, sports practice, sit down with the family and play a game, even though you really want to finish your post and then watch a training video. Like, how do I manage that stuff? So again, this is one of those things where I've been thinking like, this week isn't really like a good week because it's nearing back to school time. I'm actually spending a lot of time, you know, taking the kids to get like their school uniforms or school supplies, stuff like that. So it's not typical in that way. It's also that they're home with me all day. My husband is here and he's the one that takes care of them for the most part, but you know, there's still people in the house and that isn't typical. Generally I have between, you know, 8 and 3:30 where it's pretty silent around here and I just do my thing, but we're in the middle of summer and that's not the case. It's not typical, but again, that's one of the things that we struggle with as folks who work at home. I did have an office in town when I lived in a different area, and I did that mostly because the internet connection was better at the office location because I was in a rural area. And it was nice to have that separate office, but in the end, my preference is to be at home because I don't feel like I need to maintain a whole separate location just so that I can have some quiet time. Although, you know, it does affect my productivity here in the summertime with everybody home all day. So how do I manage it? You know, I limp through the summer months and then I go, oh, thank God, when everybody's back in school, I guess. And then we've talked a lot about the things that I'm outsourcing and that kind of stuff. And I'll make a point to talk more about that in the next couple of days because that was Tracy's other question. So that's where we're at today and a little more insight into how I manage my schedule. And we'll talk soon. All right, bye. So we're still here Thursday, August 9th. And what I've been working on for the bulk of the afternoon, going through email, replying to things, finding some good content that I found through email or Twitter links or that kind of thing, and distributing out to the Renegade Startup Forum, to Facebook, to Twitter, that kind of stuff. So basically, you know, curation. I updated my computer to Mountain Lion, so that took like an hour. I did some Pinterest and some Tumblr work in one of my niches. And then I've spent some time watching some training videos, some offer videos, some sales letters, that kind of stuff that I had set aside to watch at a later date. So this was all, it's kind of like one of those slow afternoons. I'm playing a little bit of catch up. I'm consuming more than I'm creating and kind of refueling myself with the information that I had wanted to take a peek at earlier in the week but hadn't had time for. So it's kind of one of those lazy afternoons where you just kind of sit back and absorb, and you got to have those every now and then. So I'm going to kind of continue on this path for the rest of the evening. I still have quite a bit of stuff to kind of go through, organize, and I will write down what I'm up to. If it's anything super awesome, I'll shoot another one of these and let you know what it is. If it's just the same kind of stuff, then I'll see you tomorrow and we'll talk then. All right, bye. So today is Friday, August 10th. We've almost finished living a week in my life. And I wanted to kind of recap you on what I finished up last night. So the big thing that I did, it was a lot of the same as far as going through email, watching some videos, you know, just keeping up with what's been going on in this world of, you know, internet marketing. But I also did some keyword research. I used Market Samurai and bought a new domain for a new project. It's one that I've kind of had backburnered for a while. It was an idea and I really wanted to do it, but I had other projects that took priority. So now I'm actually moving forward with that. Very excited about it. Really great numbers in the keyword research. And I got what I think is an amazing domain name. It's a 10-letter domain name. It's really, really short, and it's actually just "un" in front of one of the keywords that we're working with. Super brandable. Really excited about that. And then this morning now, Friday, I have done the basic email stuff, checked in with the forum, just like I do every morning. And then I did a pretty heavy edit on a video for redomestication, uploaded that to YouTube, published it to YouTube, and now I'm going to take my kids bowling. So they go back to school in a week, so I'm trying to squeeze in a few more fun things for them, and then I'll be back in later to do more actual work. So I'll talk to you then. It's still Friday, August 10th. I've wrapped up the rest of my day, mostly spending time working on the authority site that I'm creating. Now, if this were just a straight up niche site with a main basis in a certain keyword phrase that we were looking to target that was going to maybe have AdSense or an affiliate offer on it, it would likely be something that my VAs would do for me. However, what I'm looking to do here is to create more of an authority site, looking to create, a big umbrella site that's going to encompass a lot of topics in its individual niche. So I really needed to put some time and effort into thinking about how I wanted to structure and organize the information, because there's going to be quite a bit of information available on the site, and I want people to be able to find it. Information architecture in a big site like that, or in an authority type of site, can be really, really important for keeping visitors engaged on your site. And this is in the food niche, so there's going to be lots of different ways that people might search for the information within the site itself, and I want to make it as accessible as possible. So I've been really thinking about that today, and then putting the initial framework together of the site in terms of installing the WordPress, thinking about, I haven't decided yet, but on themes, doing the plugin installation, that kind of stuff. And then I did a little bit, I still need to do a bit more competitive research, and it isn't competitive so much in terms of like individual keywords or anything like that, again, because this is more of an authority site than a specific niche keyword site. So I'm not so much looking in competitive research for, hey, how many backlinks does my competitor have? But what kind of things are out there in this particular marketplace? What kinds of articles are being written? What kinds of sites are being ranked highly in Google? That kind of thing. So I spent most of my day, or the rest of my day, on that. And I'm really excited about the site and really looking forward to see it develop. I might also be sharing that inside of the Renegade Startup, documenting all of the steps that I'm taking and then sharing it to those members. And so I did keep a record of the things that I've done thus far. I'm not sure if I'm going to do that or not yet, so I'm going to think on that further. So that's where we are. It's the end of the day, Friday, and I'll see you one last time tomorrow on Saturday. All right, bye-bye. Okay, so today is Saturday. It's Saturday night. I'm in my comfy clothes, and you can't begrudge me. I really didn't do any work today. I think a girl's allowed to take one day a week off, right? I did check my email very briefly, make sure that nothing terrible happened. I did check into the Renegade Startup forum, to greet some new members and do that kind of thing. But other than that, boom, not a work day for me. Like I said, taking one day off a week where I still really worked. I'm making this video, right? And I did my email and I checked in the forum. But, that's this life, is that you work at home, you work for yourself. You're an entrepreneur, and so you are working at many times during times when other people aren't, like the weekend or at night or something like that. At the same time, I was able to do, as I discussed earlier in this series, so many things this week that I wouldn't have been able to do if I had a 9-to-5. So, it's a trade-off. So today my trade-off was that I didn't do shit, and here we are. So this is my week. Like I said, it's not a typical week, but maybe no week is a typical week in that way. So I hope that you guys enjoyed this video, and give me some feedback. Let me know what you think. And if you have any questions, of course, feel free to ask those as well. All right, bye-bye.